Hello everyone. As I said in my community post, some people probably don't see my community posts, but as I said in my community post about a few days ago, just when the new year happened, pretty much, that it was going to be a lot more focal this year on different things. It was going to be a lot more tougher and a lot more louder. And I'll explain why now in a second. But long story short, to cut it short, long story short, I suppose, let's put it that way. Um, we see our government at the moment, if it's happening now, and they don't give a hoot about anybody. They couldn't care less about anybody. And the only way you can fight that, and the only way you can try and effect some change in society, if you speak up. And I tell you the truth, for a while, I hold back a lot on different things. I hold back a lot on my opinions and stuff. To be totally honest, because the simple lads are too, in a lot of cases, even though I spoke out more than a lot of people would speak out, etc., with your name and your face out there, etc. People, obviously nowadays afraid to speak out, speak their minds about different things because your face is out there, your name or whatever. It's frightening, I suppose, in the way. But I'm not worried about that at all. Never bothered me, to be totally honest. But long story short, sometimes I hold back. I did hold back just because I was afraid to, I suppose, speak out about a few things. Not really afraid, but uncertain, I suppose, on how to describe some instance and how to put words into action, I suppose, the best put the best words forward. But nowadays I'm just going to say what I take out straight and not going to hold back at all. Because there was kind of a thread, let's put that way, a string, holding me back from saying everything that I wanted to say, and that kind of broke when I met Sanna Mound, to be totally honest. I think so we're going to blame Sanna Mound for that one, but yeah, that kind of broke, so that's not there anymore, that thread, that string, I suppose, that last bit of string from saying what I think. So as you see in my community post, I'm a lot more direct, I'm a lot more tougher, I'm a lot more vicious in terms of, not to only people, I'm not saying to only people, I'm not going to be vicious to only people that you have different opinions to me. I'm not going to do that. That's a bit just shouting people down. I don't want to do that. But I'm saying to the government and stuff, because we have to be tough with them. We have to be tough. They are literally ruining the country. They are ruining the country. They're ruining it as we speak, as we sit here right now. They're literally ruining the country. They're ruining a future for young people, our next generation, or my generation. They're ruining them as we speak. Literally, there's so many people going to Australia. If we went up to Dublin Airport at the moment and stayed there for a week and counted the amount of people that's going and not to come back, never to come back, it would be insane. We could be looking at 400 or 500 people gone within a week. Irish people that are never going to come back. And it's insane. And not even to mention all those problems. We go into the local hospital in Cavan, or we go to any hospital around the country. There's people lying on trolleys. There's people waiting hours for ambulances, etc. It's a rotten system, and people are too afraid nowadays. And I would admit to myself too, I was a bit afraid before November. I suppose the meeting in November. But this is the thing, don't be afraid. Because the thing I've learned about now, after meeting Sanna Mound, and I think she's, whatever you have to say about, whatever you want to say about her, you can, of course, but I think she's right in this regard, that she shouldn't let fear conquer you. And I generally do think that, and I believe that, and that's front and centre nowadays of me. It's not don't let fear overcome you. Because I think for a long time, let fear overcome me in talking about some subjects. And as we classify it as fear or uncertainty, I suppose. But nowadays, that's front and centre. Walk with fear. And that's what she said too to me. That it's important to walk with fear. Don't let fear conquer you. And she's right, don't let it conquer you. Because in so many instances, even just when I was younger and stuff, I let fear conquer me. Decisions probably I should have made and stuff, just because the fear, or not knowing or not thinking that you're doing the right decision and stuff like that. And it's the same for everybody. If you're going to college, if you're going to school, if you're going to a new job or anything, it's always fear. It's the uncertainty behind it. It's the unknown situation, putting yourself out of your comfort zone. But as I say, nowadays I'm going to walk with fear, and that's supposed that. I'm not going to let it conquer me. I'm going to walk with it. What I mean by that is basically you own it. Basically, what I'm trying to say, let it be there, and don't acknowledge it. Just walk with it, and I think that's the best way to be. And I truly think that's the best way to be. So nowadays I'm just going to be very blunt, like especially on my community posts, even though my grammar is atrocious, a woman that, but that's dyslexia for you. But yeah, you can all, and I think Sanna Mound's book, just looking at here, you can all do your small part, and I think that's the main thing. Even just the only people here, like, speak as loud as you can on different subjects, whatever subjects are important to you, speak as loud as you can. But of course, the main thing I would say to people, regardless of who you are, if you're somebody who works in a shop, regardless of if you're a lawyer or whatever you are, it's your duty to stand up for this country. It's your duty to be counted. It's your duty to speak up for the next generation. It's your duty. Especially when we see this government at the moment. It's literally an anti-Irish government, I will admit that. It's against the Irish nation, it's against its history, it's against everything that this country stands for. And it's important that you stand up and you be counted, and of course to speak your mind, because what's happening in this country at the moment is evil, and there's no other way to describe it. It's pure evil, and evil wins. And this is the thing I want to get through to people too. Evil wins when good stays quiet. And I say to the good people out there, the good Irish people, to speak up and to be counted, and to do whatever you can. Don't let fear conquer you. And simple as that. I know it's easy saying it. It's so easy saying it, of course. But that's my New Year's resolution: not to let fear conquer me, and not to let it conquer me anymore in life. Walk with fear. Walk with it as your friend. You don't fear it. You walk as a friend with it. Because I do think it's better. I can see the difference already in different things I've done. Like particularly going to college and stuff. Because just speaking personally for a second, like it was the fear of not kind of knowing, particularly being dyslexic and stuff. It was the fear of not being good enough to get through it. Whatever. If I don't succeed, I don't succeed. But at least I can say I tried it. I worked as hard as I could to get to where to a certain extent. If I fail my exams or whatever. To hell with it. You've done your best. You conquered your fear, and I suppose it was a fear for me for a good while. And I think beating Santa Mountain proved a lot, because straight away, within 20 minutes or so, thinking back at the whole occasion, I was like, yeah, there's no way that I'm not going to do it now. And especially when I'm talking about 2029 to the local elections. I think it's pretty much guaranteed that I will be putting me in the ballot. I feel extremely confident compared to the last time I was talking about the local elections. Compared to this one now, you have a very different set of mindset. But yeah, I'm very determined, and simple as that. And that's the thing: you should walk with fear and don't let it conquer you. Because for so long, for years, I kind of let it conquer me in terms of that particularly, and in terms of many different topics and stuff. I let it conquer me. In some cases I hold back because it was like, it might have some pushback here from the state in a way. Because obviously being a government employee and stuff like that, push back and you a bit. Now and again they do push back and you a bit when you say some stuff that they get very upset about. But I often just laughed at them in a lot of cases when they came out and said, you said this and you said that. But no, I laugh at it. That's what you should do, because at the end of the day, as a public servant, as a civil servant, you serve the people. You don't serve the government. You serve the people of Ireland. You don't serve the government. I have no allegiance to the government of the defence forces of the Garda Síochána. You serve the government in the way. But when you're an only civil servant or an only public servant, you serve the people. You don't serve the government. You have no allegiance to the government. I have allegiance to the Irish people. That's the allegiance I have. And that's the difference between good and evil. Taking the money and just not saying anything, but speaking up, and particularly as a Christian, it's a duty to speak up. But what I'm trying to say is, don't be afraid. That's what I'm saying to people. Don't let fear conquer you, regardless of what it is. If it's to do with government corruption, whatever it is, a new job, a new relationship, whatever it is, don't let it conquer you. Go for it. Do it. Don't walk with it. Walk with fear. Don't let it. And you make mistakes in life, and I think the next thing I say to just to end the video, you make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. We're all human. That's what makes us human. But never dread on your mistakes. And particularly for me, I've said a bit in the past that for years I kind of bent myself up over things I've done in the past and stuff, mistakes and stuff. And people make mistakes, especially when you're young. You make mistakes, but you learn from your mistakes. You look back and you learn from you gain more experience. You gain more knowledge on what you could do better in situations of otherwise again. But ignore it. Let it go. That's in the past. Look forward to the future. And I think that's going to be my mindset, regardless of what mistakes I make. Obviously I learn from them to make myself better and stuff. That's the main thing too, of course. But of course, ignore them. Let them go. That's in the past. It's done. It's just to look forward to the next day. That's it doesn't matter. It's in the past. And I think that's the best mindset too. So it's a queer change in a lot of regards to my personality in a way too. It's completely shifted my personality, but it was shifted for a long time, just to say. I think meeting Santa Mountain too kind of just put me over the edge, because for a long time I was like, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to be like this, but I kind of waited. I kind of sat in it, and mainly, as I said, due to fear, uncertainty, I suppose is the way to put it too. Unknowing. But anyway, let me know what you think. I just wanted to say that because it is an important thing. And I say to people too, not to fear anything. Whatever your subject is, whatever you want to talk about, whatever your goal is in life, whatever you're interested in, don't let fear conquer you. Don't let fear, whatever it is, let fear walk with your fear. Let it walk with you. Don't let it conquer you. Don't let it control you. And the same with the current government. Don't let them control you. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your country. Stand up for your people. And stand up for what's right. Thank you.